The moment they pulled the gym mats off her trembling body, everything changed. It was supposed to be just another Friday at Ridgeview High, a school that wore its polished trophies and sparkling hallways like a badge of pride. But underneath the shine, a different story lived. For 14-year-old Emily Carson, it was her 4th week at a school where nobody remembered her name and everyone remembered her silence. She wasn't like the other girls with perfect hair and designer backpacks. Her clothes were plain. Her accent was different. Her eyes flickered with the weight of things unsaid. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly have known, was that Emily had just come from a funeral. Her mother's. And her father. He was somewhere training halfway across the country with the Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, SWAT, counting down the days until he could come home to the daughter who never smiled anymore. That Friday afternoon, while the world outside Ridgeview prepared for the weekend, Emily stayed back in the gym to finish her physical therapy exercises. She didn't notice the 3 girls lingering by the bleachers, whispering. They had noticed her though, noticed the Apple Watch she wore like a lifeline on her wrist. The same watch her father had programmed with a silent SOS feature. Just in case. Just like he always said, if you can't speak, press the truth. Before she could reach the exit, a basketball rolled out near her feet. Then another. Then laughter. Emily barely had time to look up when a shove from behind sent her stumbling. The mats fell from above like a collapsing roof. The last thing she saw was the glint of the gym's fluorescent light as it disappeared beneath layers of suffocating rubber. Darkness. Pressure. Silence. The smell of old sweat. Her lungs screamed. Her mouth couldn't. But her finger moved. She pressed the button 3 times. If you believe kindness and second chances can change lives, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this story so others never stay silent about bullying. Every click might give hope to someone who needs it most. 300 miles away, Agent Cole Carson was mid-exercise when his tactical watch buzzed violently. Red alert. Daughter in distress. Coordinates locked. His world froze. Training ended. He didn't even change out of his gear, just grabbed his badge, radioed his team, and screamed down the highway with sirens slicing the air like knives. Every minute felt like an hour. Every red light was a mountain to climb. All he could see was Emily's soft face, the way she wouldn't let him brush her hair since her mom died, the way she whispered, "I'm fine, Dad," every morning, but never looked it. Back at Ridgeview, the bullies had left. They didn't realize Emily hadn't gotten up. Didn't realize the mats muffled more than sound, they muffled life. Her tiny watch kept pulsing. Her lungs were failing. Her heart was slowing. But her father was coming. SWAT trucks surrounded the school within 14 minutes. A terrified janitor let them in. And then everything became blur and storm. Boots hitting floors, radios hissing, doors flung open. The gym was silent, until one agent yelled, "Here." They tore off the mats in seconds. There she was, face pale, lips blue, Apple Watch blinking furiously like a flare in a storm. Cole dropped beside her and pulled her into his arms. She was limp. For one unbearable second, he thought he was too late. But then, her chest rose. Shallow. Fragile. But real. They got her oxygen. She blinked. Her fingers curled into his flak vest. And her lips, dry and barely moving, mouthed a single word. Dad. The hospital staff said it was a miracle she survived without permanent damage. She'd been minutes away from suffocating. They said what saved her was the watch, and the fact that her father knew exactly how to listen when she couldn't speak. But healing didn't stop there. News of the incident spread fast. Not because Cole wanted it to, but because the school tried to keep it quiet. Tried to file it under roughhousing. The bullies were suspended for a week, until national attention forced more action. But more importantly, something happened in the hallways of Ridgeview High. Students started talking. Sharing. One boy confessed he'd been hiding bruises from his stepdad. Another girl said she hadn't eaten lunch in days. Teachers began paying closer attention. Morning announcements started including words like respect and courage and silence is not strength. And Emily. She became a voice. She returned to school weeks later, not in fear, but in purpose. She stood in front of the entire gym one day, holding the Apple Watch that had saved her. Her voice cracked, her hands trembled, but her words rippled across every heart in that room. You don't know what someone is going through just because they don't speak. Don't be the reason someone stops breathing in more ways than one. And just like that, the silence she once wore like a burden became her armor. Her strength. If this story touched your heart, please don't leave without liking.